Hey folks, Eric Woolridge here at the Additive Manufacturing Center at Somerset Community College. I'm with Paige. You are with KCTCS.
Yes.
And you are the puppet master of the Ramey project. Is that correct?
Got the purse strings.
There you go. Absolutely. Where did the funding come for the Ramey project?
The Ramey project came from Perkins funding. We wanted to take a program that we could put some money around to do high wage, high demand fields for students that could be all across the state. And this one with your idea of this, it fit right in. So we presented that to the state, and when COVID happened, we had some funding that didn't get spent, and this was one of the great ways that we expended that funditure just to put these things out there. And it just came at the right time.
It did. And one of the things that we started off with, the actual project was supposed to be a face-to-face training. And couldn't do that because of COVID, so eventually we had to essentially make all of it virtual. And, you created like a web page to kind of go with it, to make it streamlined. What is your feel of like the success of the virtual training on the project?
Well, with the restrictions that we had, it's what made this be possible to get it out across the state.
Mm-hmm.
So with your counterpart, Heather, she actually put the GoPro on her head and recorded everything step by step, and walked them through it just like she was there.
Mm-hmm.
So then we put those into the web page so that they made some sense for them. They could go through them in kind of steps.
Mm-hmm.
And then Heather was opened up for questions if they needed those. So when they had problems, they would go in. But with those videos, it just made it to where it was on demand on their time. We've got campuses in both time zones in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So that made some issues as well for us to be able to get that out. So having this on demand when they were ready, and if they have faculty changes, we don't have to go back out. They can just go back in through these changes. So it really hits home, and they're comfortable doing it because it's not like they're being tested on anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're just being shown how to do it, and then they're being asked to do it, and then that's where they get their learning. Okay, I've seen it here. Now when I go do it, that's what happened there, and they can get those any of those issues, those kinks worked out all through virtual, so I stay safe.
Absolutely. And, we saw, speaking of tests, they kind of were tested. We actually had the mock disaster drill number 1, and, we consider it a success because you look at the fact that we took 4 sites that didn't have any of this equipment.
Right.
And, they got training and everything, and so blindly they had to set it up and get it ready, and then all of a sudden at 9 a.m. these files came out, and then they produced.
And they were churning, and they were all there. We got pictures, we got live videos from several of the locations, and they really pulled through for us.
They did, and so it gives us a hope of potential here, in the fact that we took this, we could say a low-cost way of training, or a very efficient way of training, and we were able to distribute it from one point, which sets the stage for potential new sites.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we are very much looking forward to adding more to the network itself, and to getting more of that out there, because we see this as the opportunity of a lifetime for manufacturing within Kentucky, and they can be using the equipment for something totally different.
Yes.
And then when the time comes for an emergency situation, or even KCCS has a need, it allows the entire system to respond to that.
And it goes into so many of the different manufacturing fields of doing things. As we were talking on the phone the other day, and one of our guys at another location is using the 3D printer to print parts for his drone. So, which is another program that some of the KCTCS colleges
Absolutely.
are getting into.
Yeah.
So, just even on and things like that, we haven't, I think we're just barely touching the surface with what 3D printing will do, and getting us off and running on the ground level at the community college level, so it's available to every student in the state is it makes us a treasure.
It is. And, we got 16 college campuses across the state. Ideally, we'll have 8 by the end of the year. We want to get that other 8 pretty fast. So we're very excited. So thanks for watching. Thanks for Paige to coming by, and, of course, funding this whole thing, making all this happen. If you want to see us all, subscribe, check us out. What were you saying?
I'm going to say thanks for this genius that it's making it happen. So ideas and funding and a little bit of innovation, you can get it done.
That's awesome. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.
Thanks.